Speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 Alabama Christian Athletic Association Varsity 8-Man Football Championship. On behalf of the ACAA and 8-Man Extreme, we thank you for attending at Tuscaloosa Christian School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and tuning in on YouTube to join us in celebrating a great season of athletic excellence. Let's meet the two teams participating in tonight's final contest of 2022. They finished the regular season as the number 2 seed with an 8-1 overall record. Give it up for tonight's away team, the Jacksonville Christian Academy Thunder. They finished the regular season as the number 1 seed with a 10-0 overall record. Give it up for your home team and the 5-time defending conference champions, the Russell Christian Academy Warriors. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for a word of prayer from public address announcer Danny Lancaster.
Let's pray. Dear Father, thank you so much for this opportunity you've given these schools to participate in this championship game. I thank you, God, for the ministries represented here. I pray that in this game, even tonight, God, you would be glorified and honored. We do love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Please remain standing to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. JCA won the toss. They deferred. Russell will receive for the first half at the other end of the field.
Jacksonville Christian won the toss. They deferred to the second half. Russell Christian
On this Friday night in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, we are at Tuscaloosa Christian School, as you heard from the intros for both of the teams. The 2022 championship for varsity 8-man football for the Alabama Christian Athletic Association in their subcategory, the Christian Football Association. The 5-time defending conference champions, the Russell Christian Academy Warriors, host for the first time ever. They will be facing off against the Jacksonville Christian Academy Thunder, their first ever appearance in this state championship. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Blake Biggs, our producer and camera operator, James Shannon, proud to be with you in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You know, Blake, a lot of good things to look forward to in this matchup as we get the kickoff. Jacksonville Christian, they won the toss and deferred, so the Warriors and how dangerous they are on offense, they will receive to start out this first half, and it will start off with a kickoff out of bounds. And sometimes we get a penalty announcement from the referee on this, sometimes we don't.
Russell will take over at the 35-yard line.
Looks like we did get, looked like he was indicating that push the mute button on his microphone. Hopefully we'll get that resolved
and
later on.
You said the firepower of the Warriors. Let's not forget about the firepower for Jacksonville right here. They are a pass-heavy team who can really.
Russell Christian starts out first on offense, incomplete, pass intended for Aiden Burns, but the Warriors, what more can be said about them?
Yeah.
A 5-time state championship team, been incredible in their own right. Coach Anthony Braddock, unprecedented. You talk about the word dynasty, how difficult it is at the high school level to achieve that. You know, last year they won the state championship against the Evangel Lions, Evangel of Montgomery instead of the Evangel Christian School Lightning, also another dynasty within the 8-man football realm. So Russell Christian starts out on the 2nd and 10. Handoff and a dangerous run by Ty Jones. Goes up for about 4 yards. And for Russell Christian, 10-0, undefeated on the year. And they've only had 3 losses since 2017, and the last time they took a loss was in 2020 against the very team they faced on the other side of the field.
Yeah, Russell Christian, just the definition of consistency right here. And that's something you just see in Russell Christian all the time. Of course, I covered them last game. They're consistent with the run and the pass. They'll really mix it up on you. Let's see what they run here.
3rd and 6. Looking for the chance. Going to roll out deep. Intended for Burns with the catch. Burns with an incredible catch to the 20-yard line. And that's one of many examples of how the Warriors are so incredible when tossing the ball.
What an incredible throw right there by J.B. Jones. And way to take a gamble on 3rd down. Your first drive paid off.
John Benny Jones on the year, 169 attempts, 104 completions. I think at that point now he's past the 2,000-yard passing yards mark. Came into the game in 1976. As they'll just hand this off again, Ty Jones is tripped up in the backfield. Defensive stop there for Braxton Brown, who's had 73 total tackles on the year. Make that his 8th tackle for loss.
And for Jacksonville Christian, right now the question on the sideline is, how do we stop this mix of run, pass, run? You know, run, pass, deep pass, run up the middle, run outside. How do you stop that? And that's what Russell is so good at. This is why they're 10-0 right here.
Such a difficult offensive scheme to stop, as that's a mishandlement, but a quick recovery. Tried to make something of nothing there. John Benny Jones, don't see that mistake from him often, gets tripped up, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They'll actually rule him for a loss of 1 for a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, just a little mishandlement right there by John Benny Jones. We saw this a little bit late into the last game versus Hillcrest that we covered. Just got a little tired right now. Maybe it's some nerves, you know, CFA championship. Big game right here. You never know. Can we expect another long pass right here? Looks like it.
3rd and 9, JBJ is going to keep it. He's got space in the middle. Nobody knew what he was going to do. Touchdown. Russell Christian strikes first.
And that's what happens when you run a balanced offense right there. They expect the pass. Surprise, run up the gut by the quarterback right there. Way to go, JB.
No details on the coaching staff of who coordinates the offense and the defense for the Warriors. Coach Andy Braddock and company knew exactly what the defense was expecting in that run up the middle for JBJ. Make that rushing touchdown at number, I believe, 4 on the year for John Benny Jones.
And that's what John Benny Jones can do. He can hurt you through the air and on the ground. He put on a clinic this drive of what he can do. This boy can play. I believe he can play at the next level if he hasn't had offers already.
2-point conversion attempt, toss across. It's incomplete. Good coverage there from Ethan Fair. Makes it a 6-0 game to limit the damage, as you see here.
And some might say that was a pass interference. I know Russell's side was looking for it. I just say that's good defense right there. The defender made a play. Good job right there to allow the defense to hold them to just 6 points. It's 6 points, but, I mean, just 6 points. It could be 8-0, you know. That may come back later in such a high-scoring game like this to either haunt or help Russell.
Again, Russell Christian, 5-time defending conference champions, have not seen them go beyond the conference championship to this point. They've had such success. What reason would they necessarily have to compromise that as the CFA champions continue in their efforts to try and get state championship number 6? Only their 7th season playing 8-man football, and all of it has been in the CFA. Looking for win number 70. Win number 70.
Whew. 70 wins. That's quite. In under what, 6 years? 70 wins. That's impressive.
RCA set to kick.
Kickoff here for the Warriors. And we'll see the first offensive moves in just a few moments. Travis Barnhill with the return. He'll be brought down just outside the 25-yard line. And now Noah Lee, the freshman sensation. 19-14 on his total passing yards. 179 attempts with 106 completions. Only 1 interception on the season to 29 touchdowns.
And he's only a freshman. That's scary. They got him for another 3 years. You know who he kind of reminds me of? Deuce Bragg. Just a little bit. Pass-heavy offense. Got a young buck right there at quarterback. I see a lot of potential in this kid. I mean, he's already shown it. 1 interception on the year is incredible.
And even Deuce Bragg was starting out in his 8th grade year, and he's showing the same kind of skills that Noah Lee has. First offensive move in the state championship. Lee is getting under pressure. He's going to be brought down for a sack. Big sack there for looked like for Russell Christian. Dennis Childress make that sack number 13 on the year.
Yeah, Dennis Childress is having a monster year. Him and I forgot the other, Hargrove. Hargrove's the other one. Make a scary pass rush duo, and that's how Russell will burn you on defense. They'll get in that backfield.
Loss of about 6. Noah Lee looking. What a catch. Caught to the outside by Ethan Fair, who already has 51 receptions coming into tonight. Make that 52. And the senior connects with the freshman to gain back some of those lost yards for a 3rd and 7.
Third and 7. What are you expecting here? A slant, screen, deep pass like Russell pulled off a few minutes ago. What are you thinking here, Spence?
You know, I'm not a coach, so I can't really speak to that. But on a 3rd and 7, Lee is going to air it out. Same situation. It's picked off. An interception by Aiden Burns, who had not had an interception on the year. His first pick comes in the state championship. And
that's a great play call by the Russell defense, right? Great play call by the Russell defense right there. They expected the deep pass, and they sent a cover 2 over to it was a good call, and just threw it in double coverage. Not a good throw.
Not many interceptions on the year for this Russell defense. It's been a lot of offensive heavy moves. Has a pass there, almost incomplete. Left side there for Aiden Burns again.
Yeah, quick little screen right there. Got some short yardage. Good play call right there. I think they were expecting a little bit of a run up the middle or some kind of pass play up the middle, but, you know, burned them on the outside and resulted in a gain of 8.
Gain of about 6 yards there for a 2nd and 4. So Warriors trying to march down the field again. Jones with the catch over to Brinson. Brinson will get the first down, trying to stay on his feet and spin out of that tackle. It's a good effort by Hunter Brown, the sophomore, to fully pull him down. But it's still another set of downs for the Russell Christian.
Yeah, and that's a great defensive effort right there. Great open field tackle by the Jacksonville defender right there. But this is what Russell will do. They'll dink and dunk you to start the game. Then they'll take the top off. Expect a deep pass sometime in the next few plays.
We already saw it on the first drive of the game that John Benny Jones is very much capable of that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he's been so successful in the pocket thus far. There he goes again across the middle. The catch is made. Aiden Burns trying to beat his man. Almost does. Trying to spin out of the tackle. And they will spot that maybe just outside the 10-yard line. And actually right on it. See if they rule it a 1st and goal. But a great catch in coverage.
I'm going to give the big boys some love. Great blocking by the offensive line. John Benny Jones would not have gotten that ball off to Burns had he not had that time. He had enough time to set up a futon back there.
They will rule it as a 1st and goal. It's a handoff up the middle, carry, and a big tackle for loss there from Dion Dupree, the junior who already has 27 total tackles on the year. It's another big player there to knock him outside the 10.
And JCA was expecting that. You know, Russell, like I said, they try and mix it up. So they're getting a little bit more, they're showing their true colors. They're like, okay, we're going to throw it long, and then we're going to do a few short plays. And, they're starting to read them now. Let's see what they do here on this goal line.
Jones again is going to be brought down, maybe back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that was a big play from, tried to catch the number there, but the defensive line of the Thunder gets another big stop.
Yeah, and it looked like a kind of quarterback roll, maybe a dump off to the tight end, but the tight end didn't really seal the block enough, and the defensive end, hey, kudos to him. He set a great edge. Great edge, got there, did his job. 3rd and 11, looking interesting right here for Russell, putting some pressure on him.
Russell Christian, the majority of the season, has outscored their opponents by 20 or more. As a toss across the middle, tried to block up the catch, but couldn't. Touchdown. Cam Darden with receiving touchdown number 15.
And if you're Russell right now, I'd keep going through the air over the middle, running up the, just keep throwing slants like that because they show no signs of guarding it anytime soon. So, hey, why not exploit it?
Russell Christian dominated in their previous matchup, 70-46 over Tabernacle Christian to get here. And earlier in the season, as the 2-point conversion is good running up the middle.
And a great job by the O-line right there. Really went up front, did the job, fought in the trenches, and gave John Benny a clear lane to the end zone. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got
Jacksonville Christian, their only loss on the season was to the Warriors, 34-18, and that was without Noah Lee, who only missed 2 games.
All year?
With 2 games all year with a broken arm.
Oh, God.
Really quick recovery time from something like that. And
was it his throwing arm or?
Probably wasn't his throwing arm if he was able to come back in that quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
As Jacksonville Christian will try yet again. Chance for a kickoff return. Flag is down way in the backfield as gets up to about the 45-yard line, possibly a block in the back. We'll check the flag.
Holding is the call against the Thunder.
It's a holding call, and they will bring it back.
And that's a huge blow for the Thunder right there. Had a really good return, got into some decent field position, and then a hold. Now they're back to where they've been, where they started the last drive. We saw how last drive went.
With them enforcing it from the spot at the foul, it goes all the way back to the 15-yard line. Got 57 people joining us so far for the state championship here for the ACAA. Handoff up the middle, stuffed by Russell's defensive line.
And that's just a great play by Russell right there. I don't know how they expected to run up the middle. Maybe coach did some reading of minds before the games because JCA never runs, which, you know, I find kind of weird that they would run now, but good play by Russell nonetheless. Snuffed it out. Good little, good way to stuff the hole.
Gain of a few yards for a 2nd and 7. As they'll fake the handoff. Lee across, catch is made. Flag from the backside. It looked like a first down. Looked like the catch made by Travis Barnhill.
And that was a great play all around by Barnhill. Got in space, did some movement. Not sure what the flag is for. Might be on the defense.
And it's holding against the defense there, so an automatic first down. Lucky break there for the Thunder.
Yeah, this is a lucky break for Jacksonville. And if you're Jacksonville right now, you want to take advantage of this. This seems like the first time tonight they've moved the ball consistently upfield. So try and take a little bit of advantage of that, see where it goes. And of course, the Russell defense is no joke either.
Been dominant all year. The average score of any of their opponents is around 23 points. Trying to hold them to that. Here's a hole opening to the right side. Hunter Brown. It's across midfield and a first down, another gain. The Thunder starting to click on offense.
And great outside run by JCA right there. That's something Russell is starting to guard less and less. They're going inside, but they're leaving the outside open. So like a little jet sweep or wildcat approach, you know, bust a few runs open, get the defense, you know, some attention outside, and then try running up the ball a little bit, maybe a little read option. Yeah, just mix it up. And I believe this is the farthest they've gotten downfield so far tonight.
So far. As it's an incomplete pass intended on the left side there, again looking for Hunter Brown.
That pass was a little too high, but I do not believe it would have went for much. Maybe a yard or two, but Russell does a good job of open field tackling, so I really doubt much would have been made out of that play.
Thunder on a 2nd and 10. Hand off again, Hunter Brown finding space. Gain of about 6 yards.
And that's an interesting formation right there for JCA. It looked like they came out of the game, you know, spreading out, and now they're going in like a T-bone formation, try and run the ball up Russell's throat.
Of course, on the second drive, farthest that the Thunder have gotten so far, especially in their first championship appearance, 2020, they were ineligible, and then last year, not a good enough record to get towards the postseason. There's a catch made, left side, Barnhill again. Tries to get a game past the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of a yard.
And I really don't understand the concept of play action on the 3rd down, especially when Russell's in a formation like that, where it's line, where you got a lot of people on the line, and you have a lot of people on the line too. I don't understand it. But great job by Russell right here. And let's see if they can hold him.
Most of the time you see this in 8-man football. Across the 50-yard line, you go for it on a 4th and short. And especially against this Russell Christian defense, the Russell Christian offense, you have to go for it in this situation. It's now faced about a 4th and 5. Lee looking to keep the drive extended. The catch is made. Ethan Fair will get the first down.
And that's a good play right there. Getting Russell on the outside. They seem to be a little bit lax on these outside running throws. And that's a huge conversion right there for JCA because, you know, you don't get in position like this very much against Russell at all. Russell has a very stout defense, and JCA, you know, after that first drive, they realized, like, hey, we're going to have to start taking some more bets. Expect a long ball here in the next few plays.
Again, only 2 shutouts in 2022, a 39 and 23 average score is what Russell has had over their opponents. And that catch is made about at the line. A catch by Braxton Brown. He's got some space trying to get past the tackle. Seth Garrett with the touchdown saving tackle, but that's a 1st and goal for Jacksonville Christian.
Down to about the 6-yard line.
And a little bit of trickery right there for JCA. Did a little bit of slip screen right there.
Now Braxton Brown got that catch around at the line. Not as known on the offensive side here. He's had more notable statistics on the defensive side of things. Trying to make a statement here in championship. As they'll hand out, the ball is loose. It's recovered by Russell Christian. A mishandled ball, and Noah Harbor, the senior, is able to pick it up.
That's a heartbreaker right there for JCA. You know, to drive down the field, looked like you finally got some initiative on this defense, and then Hargrove just makes a really good play right there. You know, heads up play, gets the ball back for Russell. And that's one thing JCA did really good. A lot of clock management right here. They ate they ate some field, ate some clock. Looked like they were finally going to get a score. We're driving in the end zone, and then one mistake just ruined the drive.
What a time for Noah Harbor to have his first fumble recovery of the year, especially on the 1st and goal. Saw the awareness and got it there. And now, not a difficult task for this Russell offense, but they have to march down the field about 90 yards. Toss across the middle. The catch is made. Nobody potentially there. Gabe Brinson, wide open. Gabe Brinson, the senior, for touchdown number 10 on the season.
Those short passes work like a beauty sometimes. When you leave that outside corner open, results in plays like those.
Right as I mentioned, it's not difficult for Russell Christian to march down the field. What do? One play, get through that. Don't even have to march. They just have to sprint.
Yeah, he put on a track show right there. Put on his cross-country cleats right there. He had green for days. Open field.
You have to wonder on the Jacksonville Christian sideline what was clicking in the regular season for them to only lose 34-18, and for now to be down 20-0, make that 22-0. The successful two-point conversion catch. That's a good catch there, and 22-0. Russell Christian leads here with 2 minutes just over it in the first quarter. Russell Christian has just been clicking on offense the entirety of the game, as this ball will go all the way to the end zone. It's a touchback there, stayed inside of the pylon. What a great effort by Russell Christian's kicker.
And that's a good kick, man. That's a college level kick right there.
Sam Garcia, the freshman, making that kickoff. And you talk about the youth on this team. We already talked about it on both sides of the ball, but these freshmen are starting to step up. I don't know, they're going to be in a year, 2, 3 years' time when they have time to get in the weight room, perfect their craft, and have more coaching.
And that's the reason why Russell is so good. They pour so much time and effort and dedication into their players. Like freshmen and underclassmen, put them in the weight room early, and hey, they come out strong come senior year.
As we have our first time out of the game, that will be called by Jacksonville Christian, and that leaves us to let them think it over. We'll be back in a few moments for the Goolesby and Young presentation of the 2022 CFA Football Championship. .210 left to go in the first quarter as 22-0 lead. Jacksonville Christian trying to march down the field. They'll start here with a catch made. Gain of about 7 yards there with the reception by Ethan Fair.
And that's just a good quick play right there by JCA. Russell will send the house on you if you're not careful. And, the quarterback got a little hit right there. He got the ball off, luckily, but those quick plays is how you're going to move the ball on Russell.
.90 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and what an eventful quarter it's been for Russell Christian. Scramble here. Lee has to hold on to it with a sack from behind.
And that's a good work by the defensive line. Stayed with him, saw the quarterback step off, so he released off his man. Didn't let him hold there for the quarterback to get downfield. That's great tackling right there. Great coaching by Russell Christian.
Gabe Brenson getting the sack credit in there, as we might see the final play of the first quarter in a few moments. Coach Tommy Miller trying to get things going here in the state championship for their first ever appearance. Toss to the right, incomplete. Another one intended for Ethan Fair. Maybe another player too.
Yeah, maybe another player too before this quarter ends. But I'm noticing, JCA really hasn't thrown the ball deep much at all. And, of course, that first pick probably gives a little bit of reason why. But they're doing these quick little out routes. It's seeming to, work for, 2, 3 yards, 4, 5 yards maybe. But eventually Russell will catch on the outside. And I think that's when you start running the ball again.
As this will be, of course, punted away. High up. Down to about the 37-yard line as Russell Christian will get back to work on the offensive side.
And that's good punt coverage right there by JCA. Looks like there is a flag on the play. This one might be
Sportsmanlike foul, unsportsmanlike conduct ruled on the receiving team. So they called it on Noah Harbor. Usually they don't announce numbers in high school football when they have penalties, but likely for any terms of disqualification, they announce it in that regard. But they gave it to, at least the PA announcer at stadium announced it on 17.
And this won't result in a first down, will it? Will it?
Now they're discussing it again. Looks like the officials will confer here, probably to get the call right or make sure they know who it is. And still pointing over to receiving team. And so that's what they were determining there, is to tack it on at the end since it was after the punt. And the offensive drive will start out at the 15-yard line for Russell Christian. Though, as we've already seen from the first 3 drives, it does not really matter where you start them out at. First down, incomplete. Quick toss intended across the middle for Darden.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit low on that quick slant right there. Just could not get it, could not hit his receiver in the chest. He was a little bit rushed on that, but just couldn't make the play.
Coach Braddock in his 5th season here looking for win number 64.
It looks like Russell goes in an empty formation. Looks like four wide.
And a flag call, likely delay of game on Russell Christian. Not something you see often.
Not something you see often from Russell Christian at all.
And the officials are meeting yet again. They're discussing this with Coach Miller. I'm not sure what their discussion is about. Looks like it's mostly dissipated. Maybe now the result that Coach Miller wanted.
A little bit of frustration, I feel, on that sideline right now for JCA, especially on that last offensive drive for them. 2nd and
15, and batted pass is incomplete. Great bat there by Cam Moses, the senior.
And if you're JCA right now, you need to get fired up. That defensive play, that was great. You moved on a Russell O-line that can stop a brick wall. That's good. That's good right there. Way to get there in that backfield. Bring some pressure to J.B. Jones, who likes to sit and just let it unload on the defense.
Make that now a 3rd and 15. This Russell offense forced to a 3rd down for probably the first time in a while. And the same trick play where it looked like it was going to be a pass, and it's just a rush by John Benny Jones. Looks like he maybe stopped this time, trying to juke out the defense down to about the 27-yard line. And Russell Christian all the way into territory of the Thunder.
After they set the chains, that will probably do it for the first quarter. But, yep, J.B. Jones, great inside run right there for Russell.
Russell Christian has been firing on all cylinders, looking like the 5-time defending state champions. The 2022 ACAA Varsity 8-Man Football Championship is brought to you by Goolesby and Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of Middle Tennessee. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8678 and J.D. Young at 615-486-1122. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. Fairlife, Core Power Protein, work hard, recover harder. Brett Atkinson with Weichert Realtors, the Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, fiberglass pools, done right. You could reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Start of the second quarter in just a few moments here from the city of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at Tuscaloosa Christian School. Toss to the right side, catch complete, immediate contact made, a catch by Aiden Burns, and the tackle, slow to get up but helped up by his teammate, is Braxton Brown.
And what a hit by Braxton Brown. He made Burns feel that catch right there. That's one thing about these short slants. That linebacker is going to make you feel the hurt. He's going to feel that one next morning.
2nd down and 2.
Toss to the left side, a catch made, slipped a little bit and tried to get up. There is a flag down as it was tackle made short of the line to gain, but this may go in favor of the Warriors.
Face mask against Jacksonville.
Make sure it's on. Because we're not getting any sound or anything up here. I appreciate it.
It's gonna be on this. If it's audio, that means audio's coming. If it's RF, it means there's a signal coming from it. It's the mute switch or something going on with that. That's what that means. So you have to physically check.
So it's just the mute button.
Probably. There's a sideline warning given against the sideline warning given against, I believe, Russell Christian. First and 10. It was given against Jacksonville and incomplete.
Ooh.
What a swat there by Hunter Brown, the sophomore. Prevent any sort of catch or touchdown there. That's what I was saying. Jacksonville Christian got the sideline warning, and I believe on the first offense it's a warning. Second, it's a 5-yarder. Third, it's a 15-yard penalty, and whichever coach commits it, head coach is ejected from there. Hopefully not to that point, but I believe the initial flag before the sideline warning gave them a first down, so that was a warning on the first offense there, I believe, for Jacksonville or Russell.
Yeah, but I feel like, I've seen this JCA defense kind of, they have a little bit more pep in their step. That might be due to the sideline warning, coach firing up the team, trying to get anything to work defensively.
Handoff, right side, finds the space, looking to beat the last man, tripped up, a touchdown saving tackle. You could see the frustration from Matthew Williams as he tried to rush to the outside, and I believe it is it is a 3rd down and about 2, maybe 1, to get to the line again, but sight set on the end zone for Russell.
That's just a great open field tackle right there. Took the right angle on the rusher, and hey, got him. You know, stopped him short. That's all that matters.
Handoff again, trying to get Williams up, and he's stopped again. Jacksonville Christian expected it. See the frustration again from Williams. 4th down now.
Knock on wood. I'm not trying to jinx Jacksonville at all, but looks like, you know, they've woke up defensively. They're playing with like their hair is on fire, so to speak. You know, making not really many more mistakes. You know, they're wrapping up. They're making open field tackles and, you know, stopping these short little passes. Let's see what Russell does in their red zone.
And Russell Christian does not have a field goal kicker, so going for it, a sneak up the middle, going for the goal line. Touchdown, Russell Christian.
I say that as they run up the middle for a good run right there. Great work by the offensive line to really just plow away John Benny in there. I could drive my car through that hole that offensive line is making. They're doing some really good run blocking tonight, and that is in part of coaching right there.
4 touchdowns so far in tonight's competition, all for Russell Christian. Another 2-point conversion attempt here. Williams pushing through, trying to break the plane, just short. So another stop. Jacksonville Christian good on goal line stands, but for touchdowns, unable to convert there. 28-0. Russell Christian is showing why they have won the CFA state championship for 5 straight years, looking for their 6th title, and now 2 straight seasons being completely undefeated. Of course, the Warriors, one of their 3 losses was back in 2017 at the NHSA tournament. Have not gone back since. Maybe a chance that they could potentially go down at some point, but who knows, as this is a big chance for JCA, trying to get past the last man down to the 46-yard line. A flag probably for a horse collar tackle.
And this isn't the first big kickoff run by JCA tonight. If you're JCA, try, if you can, take advantage of this sloppy special teams play by Russell, because looks like they're giving up a lot of returns. And that penalty does help JCA with field positioning. So it looks like they are going to start inside. What's that, the 39 of Russell?
Started about the 35, best field advantage they've had so far. As we get a rush on the left side and trying to go forward, maybe gets 2 or 3 yards there on forward progress.
Yeah, they lined up like they were going to run it inside. You know, didn't have the right blocking, so he tried to kick it out. But great defense right there by Russell. Just stuffing these runs by JCA.
And flags down. Looks like a actual false start again.
And looks like for JCA, you know, they're starting to get a little antsy right now. Down 4 scores, you know, trying to make something happen. And, you know, they got caught. They got caught offsides. You know, they're anxious right now, trying to get something good going in their direction, whether that be offensively or defensively. I do think while the score is 4 scores, they're still not out of this dogfight at all.
That's a 2nd and 13. Jacksonville Christian, deep toss on the right side. Looked like he very much overthrew a miscommunication there for his man Ethan Fair. And can't have those kind of miscommunications at this point in the game.
No, and, you know, that was a good throw and all. You know, try to get him on that shoulder pass right there. But, you know, Russell read that like a book. They send that one receiver out during that QB roll, and they had 2 guys already downfield with that receiver, and that's double coverage. You can't afford to have that. Honestly, it was good that he overthrew his receiver right there because it could have been a lot worse for JCA.
Jacksonville Christian trying to find their first score of the game. Faced out a 3rd and 13. Scramble, pressure by the defense, avoids 2 tackles, trying to avoid the 3rd one, won't do it. It's a sack by Jace Wiggins. Brings it now to a 4th down and long.
And what a great defensive
Flag
play.
down at the end of the play, though. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Russellville Christian. Russell Christian, and it looks like Coach Braddock was furious. And it looks like, not happy at John Benny Jones. Maybe, and it looked like the referee was giving a chatter hand. Must have said something after the play, unsportsmanlike, and move it forward. I don't know if it's an automatic 1st down in this case. We'll see how the down indicators are on that, but usually unsportsmanlike conducts are a 15-yard penalty, but see what they rule it here.
Nonetheless, that was a really fun play to watch. Really fun play to watch. The quarterback just broke out of that, and then the defense came in and, you know, cleaned it up. That was some Lamar Jackson type running right there, and that was some, you know, great defensive coverage right there in the backfield by Russell. That's some good football right there.
1.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Evangel's up 41-7.
We can tell you this is not the only state championship going on. I believe 41-7 right now. Evangel leading over the Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors. On this 4th down, of course, the Thunder try to go for it, and there is a flag down the field. The ball is out, but I'm waiting for the whistle. No, they whistled it down. I don't know. They didn't rule down by contact yet. Check it with the other side judge, and they're having a discussion here, so they're wondering if his knee was down, but there is a flag downfield.
I haven't even seen him start to reach down. Watch him on this.
Defensive holding is the call.
And a defensive holding. Now that one should be for an automatic 1st down.
That will be a 1st down.
They will place it at the spot of the foul, so Jacksonville Christian with another lucky break.
And Jacksonville Christian, you know, I've said this before, they have got to capitalize on this field position if they want to stay in this game. They can't just keep turning this ball over or coming up empty on these drives if they want to beat a team like Russell Christian. They are 100% capable of doing it. They just got to finish. They really need to finish right here.
Very much tough against this Russell Christian defense. But they get a new set of downs to try and prove that. The 1st and 10, they'll hand it off up the middle. Tries to find the hole there and carry up the middle. As there's another flag.
Flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And another unsportsmanlike conduct on Russell Christian.
Russell.
And the fans aren't liking that one.
Fans are not liking this one. Maybe the players just had a disagreement between their fantasy league. You know, not agreeing with the trade. Hey, that's not fair. I want Devontae or something like that. That's what they're saying. At least I think so.
Is that what you did when you played for Sacred Heart? You were arguing on the other side
Yeah,
about
yeah.
fantasy picks?
I actually had Derek. It's funny you mentioned it. I had Derrick Henry on the bench for that 100-point game. that hurt, but I still won. I still won that game.
I had Derrick Henry for several weeks, and then he got injured the rest of the season. That was the end of my fantasy run.
Yeah, I think I skipped fantasy this year. It got a little too much for me.
And the refs move it down. They're still discussing it, right? It's moved all the way down to about the 11 or 12-yard line. And the fans still a little bit frustrated here. We are with the press box, we are on the Russell Christian side of the fan base. The other side, of course, with the Jacksonville Thunder.
And deservedly, these personal fouls are giving, JCA good field advantage. So as a fan, this is hard to watch. Your team just not being able to keep their mouth shut, so to speak. And they could, the score should be much more, much worse right now.
Off the 15-yard line.
And we got another whistle blown.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Thunder. And that will be 7:53 left to go in the first half. But I believe Coach Braddock is going to talk it over with the officials during the timeout. And we will step aside as they think it over. Both teams had time to think it over. Scramble in the backfield, looking for the pass, caught, reception, Braxton Brown trying to stretch for a few more yards, got out of the tackle, avoided another one, and a first and goal. Some life for the Thunder.
And there's not much I can say to explain that one, just leaving me speechless. He made a loss, maybe a second or third down into a first down. So basically nothing out of something. That is just fun to watch right there. Lamar Jackson-esque. I wouldn't, go far to compare him to Lamar Jackson, but it's one of the plays it's very similar type of plays.
You see that kind of stuff. It also reminds me of the history of Sacred Heart with their star quarterback several years ago who could just Ashlock could just scramble and scramble. Here's a push to the goal line, and first score of the game for the Thunder comes on a rushing touchdown.
And I will say those penalty yards did hurt Russell a lot. I think it was 35 yards without even running a play. Got to be more disciplined. Got to be more disciplined than that if you're Russell. They've been, say the least, been talking a little bit down there, which is drawing these personal fouls, and just can't do that. Expect to hold them.
My apologies there, Blake. A touchdown. It makes it touchdown number 6 for Hunter Brown in the year, and trying for the 2-point conversion, incomplete, just through the hands of Travis Barnhill, the junior. And makes it 28-6. So in a 22-point game here at Tuscaloosa Christian so far, and some life for the Thunder a little bit. And of course, the drive resulted, the majority was, I believe James told us, 35 penalty yards in favor of Jacksonville Christian, around 35, 40, around that range. So it gave a big benefit for them, and they were able to capitalize on it, just like Russell Christian was able to capitalize on the defensive mistakes that were being made.
Yeah, like on that interception, they scored on that one. I don't think Russell Christian's punted the ball or turned it over yet. I don't think so. They've been, consistently on offense, and yeah, they scored on every drive. Now for JCA, congratulations, you finally capitalized. Now you got to do that more, and I believe, after digging a hole like this, you got to step up defensively, and I think they've been doing that. And this is
an onside kick attempt, and it's immediately recovered there. Good awareness by Noah Harbor, and no chance for an onside kick recovery for the Thunder.
Let's see how this JCA defense steps up right here, because, we saw on that last drive, up until that run up the middle, which is, I'm not going to hold them against to it. That it's just a 2-yard run, but they held their own on that goal line just last drive. So let's see how they respond right here.
Jacksonville has at least responded in some regard with their first score of the contest. See how Russell Christian responds after that drive. It's an immediate rush up the middle. Quarterback keeper by JBJ.
And that right there, it's a decent run. Probably should have been tackled a lot sooner. 1 or 2, open field missed tackles. And if you're JCA, can't afford that. You got to make plays like those if you want to stay in this game. Stakes are a lot higher right now than they would be against, Tabernacle in the regular season. For, say, Victory Christian out of Columbus.
Second and 6. Beg your pardon, 6 yards gained, about a 2nd and 4. Alone in the shotgun again. We've seen this before. Tries to get brought down from the backside, looking for the play in the area of Cam Darden, but short.
And nonetheless, it's a stop. They didn't gain anything from it, but they have got, like I said earlier, they've got to complete the play. They've got to finish it. They had him wrapped up for the sack, for the loss. Couldn't quite get the job done. Couldn't quite do it.
So we at least know Coach Braddock is the offensive coordinator. You see the conversations between him and his senior quarterback anytime the offense is about to go into the huddle. They now face a 3rd and 4. Let's see what Coach Braddock has worked up on this one. Another defensive stop needed. Toss deep across the middle, incomplete. And mutual coverage, and a lot of people seemed upset for the pass interference. But 4th down and 4, they don't get the flag.
I don't see it. It's just an underthrown ball. It might have been a little bit of, a little bit of push and shove, come to the receiver and corner, but underthrown ball. He couldn't make a play on it.
Across midfield, we saw Jacksonville in the same situation where they went for it as Russell looks like they're still going to go for it inside the 45.
I don't see any reason why not to, Foot on the pedal, don't let go. This is the championship after all.
4th and 4.
Yeah.
And make that the first time out of the half for Coach Braddock. And, very much just trying to get him to jump off sides, change the first down, as they'll take a brief stoppage here. Likely we'll see a punt with 6:04 left to go in the second. 4th down and 4. Looks like they're still going to go for it, and it's a keeper up the middle. Defense can't stop them. Off to the races. No chance. Dennis Childress for the touchdown.
And J.B. Jones.
I beg your pardon, that was J.B. Jones.
Yeah, J.B.
the
Jones.
Keeper.
Not a stranger to this situation. Of course, last year he was a Gatlinburg All-American. You know, I'd expect him to go back this year. Had the game-winning interception. He's no stranger to this. Of course, he's won the CFA championship every year since he's got here in 2019. And he, you know, first year as a starting quarterback, you know, he stepped up.
Still gets the ring, and a touchdown number, I believe 16, with this being his second rushing touchdown of the game. And another 6 on the board for Russell Christian, trying to make it 8, trying to push for the goal line. And that's another 2 points. Make that 36-6. 5:53 left to go in the second quarter, and Russell Christian managed to respond after the touchdown was scored by the Thunder.
That's a backbreaker for JCA right there. Thought they had him, and then once again, run up the middle. It's something about this run up the middle for Russell Christian that is, you know, it's working like bread and butter, and you know it doesn't look like they're putting any effort to stop it. Yeah, they'll stop the outside run. They'll, you know, Russell hasn't really, they haven't really thrown a lot of deep balls, but you know, another factor of it is the offensive line, you know, is looking like a moving company. Of course, I moved houses a few years ago. They were in and out like that, and that's what they're doing for J.B. Jones. You know, maybe they have a future in moving furniture, maybe.
Hopefully, they have a job in moving moving the piles in football and later on in their careers. Kickoff return here, bobbled a little bit. Trying to push through out to the 35-yard line, and we'll see the Thunder offense again, hopefully trying to push down the field a little bit more, and hopefully not on a bunch of penalties.
And hey, let's see if JCA, you know, can finally get something going. I hate to say this, by themselves. You know, this offense, you know, has been stagnant to say the least. And you know, last drive with the help of penalties, you know, they finally capitalized like they should have when you're inside your own, you know, 20, 30-yard line for the score. But let's see how they respond. This will definitely make or break the game for JCA.
Start from their own 35. Here's Lee. Up top, it's tipped, and it's almost intercepted through the hands it off of the body of Childress.
If he caught that, that would have been a Sports Center top 10 moment for sure. You know, off the helmet, up in the air, off the other guy. Oh, my gosh, that's a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different people.
Almost got the double hat trick right there. And just good job by Russell's defense right there by just, you know, being on the ball, you know, figuratively and literally speaking.
You're seeing both a football game and a ping pong game, 3D pinball as was. 2nd and 10. Catch Braxton Brown. He's got some space. Weaving through Braxton Brown. One man to beat. Braxton Brown headed all the way almost down to the 5-yard line. Seth Garrett with the touchdown saving tackle, but some life for the Thunder.
Seth Brown right there, you know, releasing his inner Lightning McQueen. Saw that green and started going, ka-chow. Just ran upfield for a great gain right there.
1st and goal on the 7-yard line. Signaling for the clock to be run, as it is there. And Jacksonville Christian has a chance to get another score here, trying to make it at least a lower deficit going into the half. Carry by Barnhill. Travis Barnhill pushes through about a yard short of the goal line.
Interesting little play call right there. A little misdirection to the wing back on what looks like to be an outside motion run right there. interesting play call to say the least. You know, got a little bit of yardage right there, but the Russell defense, you know, right there, gang tackled perfectly. You know, had two or three hats on the man, so to speak.
Another handoff, trying to punch it in, trying to get past the defensive line. Just short. They're going to rule him by inches short of the goal line. 3rd and goal inches, even though 3rd and goal inches isn't a thing.
Play, can you reach over here and just hit replay? Okay. And then step a little side for a second. No, not yet. Just after I play.
3rd down and about 1.
Expect a QB sneak here by JCA. You know, just try and get this ball in the end zone any way possible. Get right back in this football game.
Hand it off up the middle, trying to push again. The pile won't let him. Hunter Brown again trying to push, and he's on 4th and goal now.
And Russell, you know, trying to make a point right here. Like, hey, you know, we let you drive right here, but you know, we're not done yet. You know, we're not done. This is why we're 5-time CFA champions right here. This is why we're a dynasty in 8-man. This is why, you know, our coaches won 64 games in 8-man.
There's a handoff, trying to push through this time. Touchdown! Snuck the run over to Braxton Brown. Another 6 points for the Thunder.
And that's just, you know, no funny business right there by JCA. You know, gave the ball directly to his fullback, hit the hole perfectly, and just got in for the score right there. Great way to capitalize off this good drive, JCA.
Makes it a 24-point game, chance to make it 22. Still a four touchdown game, essentially.
Gonna have to step it up defensively, though. Force a turnover, maybe, you know, go for some onside kicks. Get this ball back and drive and finish like you have been.
Toss high up, looking for the 2-point conversion. Great catch, stayed in bounds.
Wow.
Ethan Fair tiptoed to make it 36-14.
What a beautiful shoulder fade right there. Threw that ball perfectly.
That takes us to a 22-point lead for Russell Christian here in the ACAA State Championship. Kickoff here for the Thunder as Russell Christian will take the return. That's Cam Darden. Finally stopped there. It's stuffed by several of the defenders there. And Russell Christian will go back on offense. We'll see if they march heavily down the field again.
Good job by JCA right there. You know, covered the lane perfectly and just, you know, had a gang of people, so to speak. About 4 or 5 how do you say this in plural? Thunder? Yeah, Thunder. That's what they are, right? The Thunder. What'd you say?
A group of Thunder players is called a thundercloud.
Thunder Clouds. Yep, there we go. That's a plural.
No, you have the entire team. They're a thunderstorm. Right now, the storm has been suppressed by the Warriors. It's slicing through those clouds so far. See if this defense can change that narrative. This is a keeper, John Benny Jones, as he's been so skilled at. There is a flag down on the quarterback keeper. It's in the backfield, and the officials are going to have a discussion, and it's a holding call on the offense.
Holding is the call.
You know, sometimes you wonder on those kind of big run plays that they're, you know, majority of the time if you see a flag on those, it's going to be a holding on the offense.
And this goes back to Russell being undisciplined, you know. They're starting to show a crack in their game plan. They're not disciplined at all, and JCA looks like they've capitalized a little bit on that offensively. Let's see if they can capitalize on it defensively.
And you mentioned that they need a turnover here. How good would it be for a potential scoop and score or a pick six, or even a safety for that matter, to strike some life into him? Pressuring Jones. Got him there, and the catch is made, even with him taking a shot, trying to get the receiver down, and finally does. It was Ty Jones with the reception and a big hit on John Benny Jones. I believe he's talking to the referee about was that roughly the passer, but it looked bang in there.
No, yeah.
But for Russell Christian, big first down to the 35-yard line.
That play right there is perfectly sums up JCA's night. You know, they were there. They just can't capitalize. It looked like they had everything right, except they didn't, so to speak.
First and 10 from the 35 as Russell Christian continues to march it down the field. Jones just hand it off this time to Jones. Jones to Jones as it goes maybe a yard, but does keep the clock running, which may be what Russell Christian wants to do to just get to the locker room and fully regroup, especially because usually in these state championships, they're really dominating at halftime. Doesn't feel like it's that dominated going into the second quarter.
Not that much. It feels like Russell has, you know, they've played to their advantage, and now they're starting to show cracks. It just feels like JCA has made so many mistakes so far.
Jones looking for the pass, gets the reception off to Gabe Brinson. He does get the first down, and stop for forward progress finally brought down. You saw several defenders trying to force the ball out there and move the chains for a first.
And he was out of bounds right there on that, right?
No, they just stopped it because of moving the chains.
Oh, because
inbounds.
Okay, right.
High school rules, they always stop the
play after the first down, right?
When you get to the professional levels, they don't do that. They let
I
the
thought
10-second run out.
he was like on,
Looks close,
behind the line of gain, and then got shoved out. But
Looks like they ruled forward progress.
Okay.
So here's some forward progress by JBJ. He gets a few yards gain. You can see the fan base of the Thunder still excited about those kind of plays, wanting to see a good defensive stop. As you see a timeout here, I believe called by Russell Christian. That will be their second of the half. And one left for each with the 1 minute and 9 seconds left here in the second quarter. Perfect time for us to tell you that the 2022 ACAA Championship is presented by Goolesby & Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of Middle Tennessee. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687 and J.D. Young at 615-486-1121. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. Fairlife Core Power Protein, work hard, recover harder. Brett Atkinson with Weichert Realtors, the Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, fiberglass pools done right. You could reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Just over a minute left to go in the first half. Deep toss looking for the end zone, almost intercepted. A chance there for Hunter Brown, tried to pull it in with both hands and couldn't do it.
Hey, that's a good sign right there by JCA. Looks like they were prepared for that long ball tonight for the first time. But, yeah, definitely signs of improvement right there. Looked like they were ready. Couldn't quite get the turnover, but it's coming up. I have a feeling, knock on wood, not trying to jinx them, it's coming up.
With the incomplete, it does bring up a 3rd down and 9, and if the defensive stand is here, one timeout, chance to do something. Pitch in the backfield as tries to make the stop, forces him out of bounds, and they continue to run the clock with forward progress. That was Aiden Burns. As his knee went down in bounds, Aiden Burns there. I guess maybe we're incorrect to that side because there is a timeout called by Russell Christian with 42 seconds left. So they used their final timeout of the half. And it's possible we may have miscounted the timeouts because you would think that Jacksonville would have called a timeout right when it was ruled forward progress so they could potentially get the ball back. But it might also be here that Coach Braddock is wanting to run a play.
Or, yeah, wanting to run a play, trying. Do they get the ball back next quarter? Or
Jacksonville gets
Jacksonville
it.
gets
so
it back. Okay,
if
so
they
might.
If they could get it here.
Okay, yeah, and just, try and up the score a little more, so to say, before the half. Because you never know what Jacksonville's going to do next half. Jacksonville might just, have their juices flowing next quarter, next half, excuse me.
Just a 30-second timeout. And fourth down, looks like they are going to go for it. Looking for the pass up top, found the spacing there, and trying to tackle him short, and they won't. It's a first down to the 35-yard line, and they do stop it to spot the ball. But a trick play there. Found the space on the right side for the reception made by Noah Harbor.
Yeah, that went to the big man right there, Noah Harbor. It looked like he lined up at tight end, did a little smoke screen action, and just ran it up. JCA was there, just couldn't finish the job.
Takes 6 seconds off of the clock, 8 to snap it. Didn't get right up to the line. Toss. The catch is made to the outside, out of bounds. Good clock management there as Aiden Burns. And the clock is still running. It was stopped at 20. The clock is still running. Haven't ordered it to stop. They must have ruled forward progress in bounds. And that leaves it to 7 there. And that is the last play of the quarter. They spike it down with 5 seconds. So they must have ruled forward progress there because it looked like he may have been out of bounds there. And there's a flag down in the backfield. Flag is waved off.
Do you think this is because of the clock issue or just?
May have been, they may have seen a hold in the backfield or some penalty, and they may have discussed it to get the right call.
Right.
But I guess it was on that situation, it must have been in real time that they ruled forward progress in bounds. And final timeout is used by Jacksonville Christian.
Timeout Jacksonville.
So no more timeouts for either team. And granted, only 5.6 ticks left to go here in the second quarter. And we know that Russell Christian can toss it deep down the field, so
right,
you're expecting a shot for the end zone here. For Jacksonville, it's so tough because you could load everybody into the end zone in the back and expect that. But you've also got John Benny Jones, who's so good to weave through the defense and can get
he's
through
mobile.
anybody.
Yeah, John Benny Jones can move, man, and he's always a threat to score it, on the ground or through the air. I'd say, 2 linemen have a little quarterback spot, and then everyone back, in the secondary, because this long ball is coming. It's coming. It's coming. But you also know John Benny Jones can run the ball. So why not have somebody spy on him just in case?
Now on a 3rd down and 5, likely barring a defensive penalty, the last play of the first half. Russell Christian looking to widen the gap and deep across the middle. There's a flag thrown. They're going to call pass interference on Hunter Brown. He shoved him from the back as the play was going on.
That's huge. That's huge for Russell, and that is a hand in face expression moment for JCA right there. It's killed him.
Yeah, to my knowledge, it has trickled down to high school where they had forced the penalty, and there's one untimed down whenever there's a defensive penalty in this situation.
And one play right here by JCA, it's all you really need. But for Russell, one play to potentially put the game away too.
(36-14), eerily similar right now to the loss that Jacksonville took 34-18 earlier in the season. We're only in the first half. Toss across the middle. It's intercepted. Intercepted by 32 Hunter Brown, but could not get anywhere and make anything of it. But that will take us to the end of 2 quarters and the end of the first half. 36-14. Russell Christian, 5-time defending state champions, 24 minutes away from claiming their 6th straight. We'll be back in a few moments for the halftime report here on 8-Man Extreme. Don't go away. halftime here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. As you can see, about 10.5 minutes, 36-14, the 5-time defending state champions leading over the first championship appearance with Russell Christian leading over Jacksonville Christian. Welcome again to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Blake Biggs, James Shannon on the other side of the camera here at halftime. And you know, Blake, coming into this game, we knew it was going to be interesting on the offensive side. Both of them have somewhat come out swinging a little bit towards the second quarter. A lot of penalties against Russell Christian, and now it's not as one-sided of a game as it used to be. So what did you see for the first half from Russell Christian that worked so well on offense?
You see, Russell Christian, they did a really good job of, reaching in their playbook and mixing it up offensively and defensively. I'm surprised they played so good. I mean, I knew Russell Christian was really good on defense, but I'm surprised they've held, JCA to as many yards as they have, And I'm also surprised JCA has ran the ball as much as they did, having Lee as their quarterback. I thought they, just let him air it out, but no, Russell's gave JCA a lot of trouble through the air. And, on the ground, JCA's been, they were a little, iffy in the first quarter, but seems like they've opened it up a little bit. Now for Russell, go in the locker room, clean some things up in the locker room because, I'm seeing a lot of, I'm not going to speak too much on this, but I saw a back and forth between two teammates, so you got to address that quickly. Chatter with the other team, talking about fantasy football, so to speak. But go in there, clean that up. And for JCA right now, you go in there and say, look, we've got to finish. Like, we have got to capitalize on this. We've been in opponent territory so many times, and it's just resulted in nothing. And 14 points, is not going to win you a CFA championship.
Jacksonville Christian certainly still in it for now, but at halftime they are down by 22. We're going to head to the break about 14 minutes or less. At this point, 8 minutes until we get into the second half here in Tuscaloosa for the 2022 ACAH Football Championship presented by Goolesby and Young. Start of the second half here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. A 36-14 lead for the 5-time state champion Russell Christian Academy Warriors over the Jacksonville Christian Thunder. And to start out the second half, Jacksonville Christian might have a good return for a touchdown here. Avoids the tackle, but they really stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Tried to tiptoe the sideline to go. And that was a great return by Sam Garcia. Great way to start the second half.
There's a flag at the end of the play.
And we do have a flag down during the play. Maybe not. Maybe a return too good to be true. The flag is waved off, though. So that return was good enough to be true. All the way down to the 44-yard line. As Jacksonville Christian received the ball to start the second half here. Tuscaloosa Christian School for the 2022 ACA Championship. Spencer Thompson, Blake Biggs, James Shannon, proud to be with you here in Cottondale. I'm trying to remember, there's the Keystone State, the Volunteer State. I'm trying to remember what state Alabama is.
Dixie State.
The Daisy State.
Dixie.
Dixie. Yeah, Dixie State. Apologies for not knowing that offhand, as there's a catch and carry up there by Travis Barnhill. And gets it for a gain of about 5 yards, as hopefully the Thunder will be able to start clicking on offense here, especially because, again, only down 22. I mean, it's still, it's technically, you don't have a field goal kicker, so it's it's technically a 3-score game right now.
And they've had a good sequence to open up the half. Of course, the kickoff was called back a little bit, but still good kickoff, or it was waved off, and, still good play right here.
So toss up the middle, or handoff up the middle, I should say. He's not stopping. Braxton Brown trying to get past tacklers. Does get the first down, brought down by John Benny Jones, and that'll get it across midfield into Warriors territory.
And Warriors starting to slip up a little bit. I'm seeing some, missed tackles in the open field. And, hey, JCA is starting to run it up the middle, and it's starting to open up just a little bit. Russell changed their defense a little bit, and JCA's, saw the change, and they're adjusting to it.
Refs are signaling for the clock to run, and it still hasn't run. And there it goes. Cross midfield, 1st and 10. Here's again Noah Lee across the middle, and it's intercepted. Tried to find his man there in, I believe, Barnhill again, and that's picked off. There's an injured, the player who intercepted it there.
I believe that's Burns. Or it's 2, never mind.
Unfortunately, Gabe Brinson down. He got the interception there, and all ready to start off. Looked like a good series for the Thunder, and now it results in an interception, but Russell Christian injured, so we will step aside while the medical staff tends to him. Aiden Burns, the injured player for the Warriors, he being carried off, looks like hobbling. I mean, looks like an issue with his left leg. And what a unfortunate turn of events and a quick end of the drive for Jacksonville. Starts out on the 15-yard line for Russell Christian, maybe trying to fully put this game away as that catch is made. Gabe Brinson. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage as Brinson gets all the way to about the 35-yard line. Check the flag. Tried to do adjustments on our end at halftime. Joys of technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
After the play, just leave it there for a second. Let me hit replay, and then reset. That way we don't catch the shot of you resetting. You're good. You're good.
Waiting on the call. They're looking at the Russell sideline, and it looks like it's against Jackson. They're already moving the ball. Personal foul, face mask. And they decline it with the gain. Moving it up a good distance to the 38-yard line. And they move it even further. So it was added to the end of the run there, so it's moved to the 47-yard line in Jacksonville territory. Another one of the unlucky breaks there for Thunder.
It looks like JCA is now starting to suffer from penalty yardage.
Make that 2 drives in a row that have ended on interceptions for either team. Run up the middle by Jones. 7-yard carry.
And once again, the O-line is just opening up a hole perfectly for the runner. It doesn't matter if it's John Benny Jones or me running that ball. Perfect hole right there. I could put an 18-wheeler through that hole, through that O-line.
Rule it as a gain of 6 for a 2nd down and 4. Jones looking for the pass, incomplete, intended on the left side to Matthew Williams.
3rd and 3.
And looked like it was a possible concern for John Benny to be hopping a little bit. You could see him doing that at times. Hopefully nothing too much of concern. He might be one of several Russell Christian players going to Gatlinburg for the All-American games in December.
Right, I'd expect to see Harbor there too.
3rd down, lob in the backfield. Carry here as they try to stop. You can see they're trying to strip the ball, and they finally whistle it dead, and it'll be a gain for a 1st down.
And that's a great run right there by Russell. You know, hit that outside corner. And shoot, it took him, what, half the team to not even take him down? You have 5 guys. Not like the burger place, but, I mean.
Been a while since I've been to 5 guys.
Oh, it's been a minute. Have you ever been with 5 guys, 2 5 guys? I have, personally.
That needs to be on my bucket list. 1st and 10. Little bit of a ball mishandlement, but recovered well by John Benny Jones. Gets a gain of about a yard or 2. Saw he spun it a little bit in his hand.
A little bit of a mishandle. I mean, it's starting to get a little nippy out there. This wind's starting to kick in. I mean, it's a little cold up here in the press box, but we're wearing short sleeves. But, you know, down there on the field where it's flat, you know, his hands could be getting a little cold. Football getting a little hard to handle.
Looks like the game plan right now for Russell Christian to run out the clock. They had some passes here and there, but they're just trying to get less time to the Thunder. Scramble for John Benny Jones across the middle. He's brought down, maybe a gain of a yard or 2 on the play, and the tackle there by Tyler Dogrill, the senior.
Yeah, great job closing in right there for JCA. You know, their O-line was in a pass block section. You know, he was supposed to gun it down, couldn't find anything open, stepped up, decided to run, and the O-line couldn't get there in time, and the D-line held their own, held their edge, and got to him right there for minimal damage.
They're down in 7. Scramble across the middle, incomplete. Pass was intended for Cam Darden.
And on those slant routes right there, you're gonna feel a little bit of a push and a little bit of bump on those right there. So if you're a receiver, expect a hit.
And you know, you heard some of the fans asking a little bit for pass interference on there, but it didn't look like there was much enough to warrant it.
Nah, that's just football.
And as has been the norm through this game, anytime you're across the 50-yard line, go for it on 4th down. Looking for the option. Jones is going to toss it deep right, and holding his hands up, almost looked like it could have been pulled in by Ty Jones, but great coverage, and you saw the hands up there by Travis Barnhill. Made sure he was not in contact with the receiver, no pass interference, and turnover on downs.
Yeah, great defense right there by JCA. Ooh, almost had the pick right there. Yeah, I mean, it would have been smart, you know. I mean, a pick would have been nice, but it's smart to bat it down right there because it gives JCA better field position. Yeah, difference about 25 yards, had they picked it off.
And starts them out on the 34-yard line. And you think this drive make or break for their chances at a comeback?
Definitely make or break. You have to score right here if you're JCA.
There's Lee, catch on the outside, got 2 feet in. Great reception there. This is by Travis Barnhill again.
And that stop right there, I think this is the first step into a possible comeback for JCA. If they want to come back, they have to follow that criteria. Stand your ground on defense and force this ball down the field.
Now 2nd down and 4. Toss right side, catch made again, this time by Ethan Fair. And he'll move the chains for a 1st down. And again, you see there's also some clock management going on from Jacksonville's side a little bit, because down 22, not going to have as many opportunities, because you've seen their defense has really struggled against this Russell offense. So trying to conserve their time as much as they can as they're inching on midfield.
Right, no, absolutely. It's smart, Not a lot of room for error right here, so you need as much time as you can. So by saying, hey, look, we got to get this out of bounds, we got to conserve as much clock as possible, get a score, get the ball back as least amount of time.
From the 45, toss across the middle. What a catch! Good reception there by Tyler Dogrel, diving down there, and it doesn't move the chains. You see this great catch here.
Yeah, that was a great throw right there. Had the feet in, a little toe tap, and he got out of bounds. That's the most important part. For JCA, they're going to be throwing these little out routes right there, trying to get out of bounds. But I wouldn't be surprised by a little jet or vertical route right here from JCA. Try and gun it, get a play. The worst thing that could happen is an interception, but more likely an incompletion stops the clock.
Yeah, so didn't get out of bounds there as the clock continues to run. It's now about a 2nd down and 4. As Lee is going to air it out down the right side, just overthrew his man, Ethan Fair, but there is a flag down on the backside. So it might be a holding call. We'll see here. Yeah, it might be a holding or a block in the back, as they call it on the offense. So they will move it back. Does take some time off of the clock for Jacksonville, but it does give them another down.
And that's just another mistake by JCA. This really has been the story of the game. You get something good, rolling, and then a penalty or an interception or a sack or a negative rush, puts your drive in hot water, hot boiling water.
Again, only a 3-score game, so not completely out of the question. But as you mentioned, this drive may very well make or break it. Here's Lee scrambling. He got a catch in the backfield, avoiding a tackle. Braxton Brown has got some space, avoids the last man. He's got one chasing him from behind. Tackled from behind by Dennis Childress, but a big play and another sign of life for the Thunder.
Yeah, that was a awesome slip screen right there. Caught the ball, moved in space perfectly, and, broke it for a big gain right there. That's huge for JCA. Might be turning a tide here. Don't hold me to it, but might be turning a tide.
We have seen this happen before, where Jacksonville has had a big player burst, and then within a play or two, it's been some sort of error or interception or something along those lines. So hopefully that breaks the chain. And I believe we do have a final in the ACSC State Championship. We'll get you that after this play. This will just be handed off. Carry for a few yards by Braxton Brown again. Maybe gets 2 or 3 there for the 2nd down. And Evangel once again wins the state championship 55-16 over the Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors. And I believe that's the first time in 4 years that they 2019 was the last time that they won the state championship. No, Ezekiel had it the last couple of years, last 2 years. And now You know, Evangel, they take it again, but, you know, 4 straight years of being the national champions. So trying to go for their, likely going for their 5th, as pretty much seems the norm. If you win the national championship, you're guaranteed back. As this is tossed on the left side, incomplete. Pass intended for Travis Barnhill. Yeah, but yeah, you know, we can't speculate too much about the national championship and who's going to go there. It's actually been, you know, you see the rankings every year, and it's never 100% finalized until the week going. But, you know, you would think Evangel, with winning their state championships, being undefeated in 8-man football this year and everything, and conference champion and being defending national champion, they will get a chance to defend their title. But, you know, the rest of the field is interesting because Russell Christian hasn't gone back to the NHSA tournament since 2017.
Right.
Haven't gone back, and they've had great seasons since then. And a lot of other teams back, you know, Franklin Christian tomorrow. You wonder if they might go. A lot of things to think about as Lee will just shovel pass it forward, and the catch is made. Travis Barnhill in time there, and gives you a little bit of vibes of Patrick Mahomes on that pass with the shovel in pressure, trying to avoid the sack, and perfect positioning to move the chains.
Oh, yeah, that was a smart play right there. You know, had a man up the middle, so he just, you know, little shuffle pass to his wide receiver right there. Got a few yards, made nothing out of something. You know, I'd much rather have a 3-yard little dump and go than, you know, a sack and a potential hit on your quarterback.
He's already coming into the night. Travis Barnhill had 1,228 receiving yards. Looking to get his team back in this. Lee scrambling as he does so well, trying to keep the play alive. Gets rushed there, can't get out of it this time. Sacked by Childress.
Can I ask why there were only 2 offensive linemen guarding him on that play? He was running for his life. And, you know, this comes down to coaching right here. You know, being a wide receiver isn't, you know, just running around. It's kind of like basketball. You got to move. You got to move. You got to create space. You got to create opportunities for open, you know, open catches. You know, the play doesn't stop until the whistle blows. I know that sounds, you know, hey, you know, Captain Obvious, but it's something that's really important.
Toss left side, catch made. This time reception by Doggerel as he tries to get it back over, and that's a touchdown. Recepted by Travis Barnhill, and the Thunder have put another 6 on the board to make it within 16.
Yeah, that's a reaching for the rabbit in the hat, little Houdini action right there. Great trick play right there by JCA. Flipped it to the running back, had a receiver open downfield. Running back got it to him perfectly in what looked like double coverage. You know, that was great defense by RCA, though. Give him props where it's due, but great catch as well.
2-point conversions very crucial now, with this being a 16 or 14-point game, and that one is good. Great catch in the corner of the end zone, and now 36-22, a 14-point game here in the 2022 ACAA Varsity Football Championship. Another kickoff here by the Thunder as turn here on the left side. There goes Cam Darden, finally pulled down. And we'll see how the Russell Christian Warriors respond to that score. The other thing you have to think about here is that Russell Christian, they haven't scored so far in the first half, even though they got that interception. They were forced to a 4th and out. You have to wonder how they'll be able to respond here. Right now for the second half, 8 unanswered points. It's a handoff. Defense trying to surround 9, get to him. There's a flag down. It's a flag down as it was carried. It was carried by Matthew Williams, and we'll get the call here. Looks like they are going to call it on the face mask on the Thunder. Face mask on the Thunder there, and another one of those unlucky breaks. Deep toss, trying to go up and over, looking for it, almost intercepted, broken up. Pass intended for Gabe Brinson. Clean play, looked like it could have been an interception or a catch, ends up on the floor.
Yeah, I honestly think he had the catch until the ground met his hands. Looked like he came up with it, but Turf Monster won.
And Jones got another hit on the play. He's been taking some shots at him tonight.
Yeah, JCA has found a way to really get pressure on Jones this second half, giving him a hard time in the backfield.
On this field, you're seeing 2 of the best teams in the country. Number 2, Russell Christian, number 5, Jacksonville Christian. As brought down is Jones. Tackle over the top. It's a 3rd down. It looked like slow to get up was Jordan Garner, the junior. Trying to force any more gain, and a 3rd down and 4 coming up for Russell Christian. Again, the clock continues to run. Time of the essence here in Tuscaloosa.
Very much so of the essence right here. I believe Russell, run this ball if you're Russell. No funny business. Run this ball up the gut.
We've seen this play before on a 3rd down. Potential for a rush, and that's what's going to happen. Even if they were able to try to read it beforehand, they couldn't stop them. 1st and 10, Warriors.
John Benny keeps taking licks, but hey, he wore that on his sleeve, man. John Benny, I got the privilege to play against him in the Gatlinburg All-American game, and this is not towards any disrespect, he's not a tall dude by any means. I'm not either, and I got the privilege to go up against him during hitting drills, and I was like, okay, fair matchup, right? I got a face mask full of turf that play, and I was like, okay, this kid's legit. He's a tank for sure.
New set of downs for JBJ to work with. Pressure, gets the pass completed, and the tackle not made. Trying to get the last man, and that's going to be a touchdown. Cam Darden.
Wow, what a great fake run, then a throw right there. A little PA play action right there, so to speak, and just found Darden wide open right there. Celebration speaks for itself. That was cold.
Aiden Burns has still not come back into the game. We look down from a vantage point in the press box. He's being attended to by the medical staff. Looks like he's wrapped in a blanket of some sorts. Maybe his last time, but he put it all on the line. As a dive for the goal line, 2-point conversion is good for Russell Christian. That makes it a 22-point game again. With 1:55 left to go in the third quarter, Russell Christian responds to the score in the third quarter. .22 points. It's immediately picked up and is down with his knee down. The high school rule there. Player safety in mind. His knees down at the 31-yard line. Couldn't pick it up and return it. So not too bad a field advantage for the Thunder to start out at.
Yeah.
And
not too bad, but if for JCA's case, I would have liked to see him run that because RCA all night has not been able to cover the return specialist for Jacksonville.
And now essentially every drive from here on out they have to score. And combine that with defense has to try to make stops, especially getting later and later in the game. Here's the handoff, trying to find the hole in the left side. Tried to find the gap there and
carry for a couple of yards by Doggerel.
See, if I'm JCA right now, I'm trying to look through my bench, say, hey, who's the quickest guy coming off the bench? Who's the quickest guy on the field? Try and get some outside runs. And, the worst thing that could happen is, oh, he's shoved out of bounds for two-yard gain. And the clock stops. I don't understand why they're running up the middle. I don't get that.
Lee looking incomplete. Intended there for fair. Just threw in the wrong area.
Yeah, that throw was just off a little bit, but the clock does stop. The bad thing is it's third down.
From your player's perspective, at what point do you start taking shots at the end zone?
Right now. See, of course, how we played, we were, inside run, then outside run, and, we'd get a first down. Why not take a deep shot? But we had a lot of weapons on that Sacred Heart team, man.
Got to witness that for several years. Lee with a little bit of a spin move, ball mismanagement, but kept. And there goes Ethan Fair as he tries to get the first down. Maybe ruled just short of the line to gain because the chains did have to move there, and it's now a fourth down and about 2.
Yeah, that's just rule book right there, Russell Christian, they've done this before. Just kind of stood there, and the whistle didn't blow. It was technically a backwards pass, so JCA, as they should, picked it up and ran it. A lateral, essentially. But back to what you said, like, hey, what would you do in this situation? I'd say in this situation, run it up the gut right here.
Maybe get him to jump off. That's not what they're going to do. They tried the same play they did, and I believe they'll rule him for the first down.
Nope, he's short.
As they call time there. And no, they were ruling it a first down. One motion the other way. It's up to the referee there.
They're going to measure
first down. They gave it to him.
Whew. See, I know what I'm talking about. No nonsense. Run the ball. No, but yeah, those Sacred Heart teams were fun to watch. A lot of talent on offense and defense side of the ball. Of course, Jalen Brown went to go play at Cumberland. Jake Wilson, Will Hugley, Will Mingledorf, Jake Kale, Trey Troll, Ron Brisbane, me.
New set of downs. Lee faked him out, looking for the chance. He's under scramble, and with 3 people, lost the football for a bit, but got it back. 2-yard gain.
Woo. That was close. If you're JCA right now, you're thankful right now he didn't lose that ball. I think he would have been down by contact either way, but still.
And, of course, they're going no huddle here. Final play of the third quarter. It's Lee. Tossed it over top, incomplete. That does give them another play here.
Screen pass broken up by Brinson.
You see, if I'm JCA right now, I'm in 4-down territory. I'm going for this. So maybe dial up a screen, throw them off, maybe a little short run inside, maybe a little short run outside. Don't go for the long ball right here, because if you go and it's incomplete or whatever, then you have a long 4th down, and that's even, statistically harder to convert.
Rolled a 5-yard penalty on the Warriors. It looked like the symbol for offsides. So there's not you can't call an offsides on offense. It's very rare. So that means probably one of the wide receivers just wasn't lined up on the line.
It's 2nd down, right?
2nd down.
Okay, I thought
do
it
they
was
still
3rd
keep
down.
the down? I'm surprised,
Huh.
8.5 seconds left in the third. Lee, scrambling as he usually does, try to get the pass off, and that's incomplete.
Third down and 12 with 1.2 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
I am producer. Don't know you, producer.
Third and 14, last play of the third quarter. Lee trying to get the quick pass off, incomplete, and now 4th down as we headed to the fourth quarter, 44-22. Riverside leads over Jacksonville. Russell leads over Jacksonville. The 2022 ACAA Football Championship of Varsity 8-Man Football is presented by Goolesby and Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of Middle Tennessee. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687 and J.D. Young at 615-486-1121. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. Fairlife Core Power Protein, Work Hard, Recover Harder. By Brett Atkinson with the Weichert Realtors, the Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, fiberglass pools done right. You can reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Start of the fourth quarter. 4th down. Toss across the middle. The catch is made. What a catch. Coming back to it. Trying to get past the last man. Couldn't do it. But Ethan Fair keeping the drive alive and gets all the way to the 35-yard line.
And that props the O-line right there. I mean, I know some of these guys, play both ways, O-line, D-line. But, hey, they held their own, and they allowed Lee to make a good completion right there. Gave him all the time in the world that he needed.
So the clock runs, and they'll start out from the 37-yard line with this new set of downs. Get down by 22, 3-score game. Lee again out of the hands of Fair.
And that was great defense right there by Russell. His man stayed on his hip and, you know, let the receiver make the mistake for him. Just drop the ball.
Second and 10. Handoff up the middle.
Trying to get a little bit
From there is Doggerel. Gain it for a 3rd down and 6.
And
Again,
for Jacksonville, that's smart. You know, 3rd down coming up, 4-down territory, just making this a little bit easier to convert. You know, that short little run doesn't amount to much, but it eases, the conversion rate.
Whoa. Got a little bit of a splash zone here with the Russell cheerleaders tossing Frisbees to the audience. 3rd down, here's Lee scrambling. Will stretch it forward but go out of bounds and way distant from the line of gain. Well, at least got the clock stopped, and another 4th down here for the Thunder.
And this is a no-brainer. You got to go for this. I believe if they don't get this, this is 100% ball game. Set in stone. Russell wins 6 CFA championships. Now, how many years has JCA been CFA? 3?
3 years.
Not bad for year 3.
4th down, looking. Lee trying to find the option, tosses it up, and tossed and incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs.
Man, that was a good throw, but he was just short of the receiver's hands. That's rough right there. Now, if you're Russell right now, your main goal, just run this football and get out of here. No funny business. Don't try and get, JB more passing yards. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's already hit 2,000. Has he hit 2,000 yet, you think?
On the season with tonight, yeah.
I mean, not for a game, but, that should be obvious. But
yeah, I mean, John Benny Jones, he had 1976 in passing yards, so he's definitely gotten past 2,000 at this point. And he's just going to keep it there. He's going to be almost brought down in the backfield. And a flag for essentially unnecessary roughness there on Barnhill.
On Barnhill for JCA? Okay.
Personal foul, late hit, out of bounds is the call.
Yep, I think that's just a little bit of frustration. JCA, they're a good team. It just doesn't look like they've played their brand of football at all. Lee is a phenomenal quarterback. He didn't look like himself in the early second quarter. Him running around like what we've seen recently, that looks, more to his play style, but it just haven't seen it. And, that cost them tonight.
And a new set of downs for the Warriors just outside of midfield as they try to lock this up, batted by the defensive line. Good play there by Jordan Garner, but you could tell he wanted to catch that and run it all the way.
Oh, yeah, add insult to injury right there. Really solidify this. And, of course, I don't know if he's a senior or not, but, hey, it's always, well, yeah, that's even better, Last game, last touchdown in the championship game, I'm sure he would have loved that.
Again, you're seeing two of the best teams in the nation here on offense right now. The second best team in the country, 5th best on the other side. They put up a decent fight against the Warriors thus far. And run will make it a 3rd down coming up.
And I just want to go back and say, JCA is not bad on offense. Russell Christian's defense is just really good. Just really good. This just shows you the power and talent this RCA team actually has. You know, being able to shut down a quarterback like this, an offense like this. I mean, yeah, it's 22 points, but they are capable of putting up a lot more.
Again, they put up more than they did in the regular season matchup. It's third down as Jones will take it as he's finally brought down after a gain of a couple of yards. And likely you'll see him go for it on fourth down with just eating up more clock at this point.
And J.B. Jones, hopefully we can see him back in the All-American Bowl. Of course, you know, he made the drive last year. I had firsthand experience with practicing with him. He was on my team. Go Stars, by the way. But yeah, he's a great player. And you know, I hope to see him at the next level. I think, I don't know if he holds college offers at all, but he 100% should. He's a very talented player. You know, given his size, he's got a lot of heart. Runs with a lot of passion. He's strong. He's a strong dude.
Tail will continue those tails from Gatlinburg on the other side of the break. First timeout called by Russell Christian with 8:48 left to go in the ACAA 2022 state championship. And potentially a trick play here. Not like it. The first time this game, a punt occurs for Russell Christian Warriors. And good bounce for that. And we'll see.
I'm going to correct you. That's the second time.
Second time, yeah. They had one earlier in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
It's just so much. We haven't seen so much punting in this game that
just goes to show you Russell's, you know, offensive power and, you know, John Benny Jones running and passing the ball. They're powerful. Hey, I mean, they don't have the tempo of Tennessee, but, hey, 8-man version of Tennessee right there offensively.
Last gasp for life for the Thunder. And the Thunder at least have held the Warriors to only a touchdown here in the second half. Lob in the backfield, making a double reversal. Trying to get past the defenders. Might be able to find a gap here and collides with Childress for a first down.
And Childress, you know, that's just textbook right there. Took the hit, wore it on his shoulder, got the legs, you know, no more rushing from him.
They'll go hurry up offense, try not to waste as much time, and it's up and out of bounds.
And that's just a matter of ball placement right there. Just could not get it in that tight window between the receiver's hands and the out of bounds mark. Now second down here. I'd expect a deep shot from JCA. I know they haven't, you know, chunked the ball up in the air as much, but, you know, you got to change it up. The score is what it is. You know, switch it up. What's the worst that could happen?
Going to see a lot of hurry-up offense from here on out. Lee tosses it across the middle. Good catch and brought down. It's a good one by Travis Barnhill, and they, of course, got to continue the line. Of course, they're utilizing the rule of the ball being stopped, the clock being stopped every time the ball is placed.
Yeah, even though this game is 22 points, I don't see any desperation, no need, no hurry at all for JCA.
So they're ruling first down on it. That's why they were taking the extra time.
I saw the 3 mark, and I was like, why are they not? Okay.
Taking some time to make sure they got the right call. Now 1st and 10. Again, trying not to waste any more time. Lee again. Quick toss out. So that's part of their strategy here. He's trying to get out of bounds, but they're going to rule it that he was stopped forward progress inbounds. That's also good defending because you know, especially in that situation, you're trying to prevent the clock from being stopped, trying to give less time. But they're still going no huddle anyways. It's Lee in trouble. Lee tries to get it off, holds on. You saw he almost tossed the ball there, but he knew
he almost did.
He couldn't toss it in that situation.
And that's a great play by Russell right there. Lee usually gets away from those, and he's hard to contain in that pocket. But Russell, I mean, they showed pressure in the first half of this game. Kind of went little quiet in this second half, but hey, they closed the deal right there.
And trying to get the play coordinated from Coach Miller. They're taking up more time now. They used to be in the hurry-up motion. Back judge is looking at his watch. They're running out of time. Lee slings it. Pitch back, loses the football, and Russell has recovered it.
Tried the old Statue of Liberty right there. But, couldn't hang on to the ball, and there you go. I'm going to say that's going to do it for tonight. I think Russell, cemented themselves as a 8-man dynasty if they haven't already. 6 straight, that's Michael Jordan-esque. I mean, different sport, but hey.
Russell Christian turning it over on downs with a fumble recovery and a carry there by Matthew Williams, who gets stuffed for a gain of about a yard. And just winding things down here in Tuscaloosa.
You think they opt for the running clock right here?
I mean, that's your question. You're the one who played.
In this situation, I think so. 6 minutes left, down 22. They got the ball. Why not?
Maybe play the rest of their seniors. There were no stats available on Jonathan Roberts. Not sure if he even got an appearance this year. So maybe put an appearance there for 55.
Yeah, put your seniors in. Just let them embrace this moment.
Actually, I realize now he is there as carry up the middle. It's by Matthew Williams. I realize now why they don't have stats for 55. It's because he's their center.
Oh, okay.
So he's been playing good.
3rd and 1.
Be sure to stick around afterwards. Once this game is over, we'll have the prize presentations on the field, get to interview the most valuable player of the game, and Coach is likely to be, barring any miracles here, Coach Andy Braddock on his 6th straight state championship. And, of course, the rest of the awards will be handed out for all conference within the CFA, and as well as the players of the year in their respective categories. As this is to the outside, and believe they will roll it a first down as the clock will stop there for spotting the ball. First down.
Another great sneaky run by John Benny Jones right there. Got to the outs or cut it in, then cut to the outside, found that opening, and just cut it upfield for first down. That's effectively going to ice this game.
And thank you for all 100+ of you that have joined us for the majority of this telecast here. Spencer Tomsett, Blake Biggs, James Shannon bringing you the action from Tuscaloosa Christian School in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We got a state championship going on right now. It's wrapping up here as that's Matthew Williams gets stuffed by several defenders. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be headed right back over to Columbia, Tennessee for the first ever championship of the Southeastern Extreme Conference between the Freedom Cowboys and the Tennessee Heat. That'll be start our coverage around probably 10:30 Central, and kickoff set for 11 in the morning from Zion Christian Academy.
Now, can I ask, does Russell have a kicker?
To my knowledge, they do not. They did not attempt a single extra point in this contest.
I would have loved to seen a field goal right here.
You and James both.
That would have been fun, man.
Now the 2nd and 14 as this catch made by Williams, and he'll be stopped about the line of scrimmage. The clock winds down, and we talk about, dynasties in the 8-man football world. The Evangel Lightning dynasty, Russell Christian years of dynasty, and you just don't see that as much anymore within the 8-man football world. These are the only 2 programs that have not had their dynasty broken since it started.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And what you said earlier about, that's not really a thing in 8-man, I honestly think that's a good thing, can balance, not to quote Thanos here or anything. I'm not Thanos, I swear. But, balance is a good thing, and I believe, teams having up and down years is a good thing for football.
This is run again. They keep giving it to Williams just to run out the clock with under 3 minutes left to go, and it brings up to 4th down, 4th and 10, just to run out the rest of the time here. Well, I'm sure Hank St. Dennis is watching from afar. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of stats and film to sift through, though he's been probably watching the entire game. He'll have some decisions to make on rankings, and he'll have the same thing tomorrow for the SEC championship, as well as the TSIAA championship tomorrow night. A lot of stuff to sift through in not just the rankings, but who's going down to Florida. No official word on any of that stuff yet. I'm sure we'll get something maybe Sunday, maybe Monday, somewhere around there.
Now, can I ask this? For the national tournament, do you receive an automatic berth if you win your conference, or is that automatic invite?
Automatic invite. It's possible. It's possible. So we'll stay here as there's a timeout called by Russell Christian. It's possible. You could. I know at least for the Evangel Lightning, there's a question of, if you win your national championship one year, do you get an automatic berth or invitation to come back?
Yeah.
And the answer is no, because we've seen that out before. Christian Community didn't get invited back in 2018 for the I'm sorry.
19.
My apologies. Christian Community, they did go back to the national championship, and that was where Evangel started theirs. And that was also because Christian Community won the conference championship. But even though 2017 they didn't win state championship and they still went down to Florida, but, for Evangel, the last several years, they've not had a problem with worrying about if they get an automatic invitation, because every year they've been good enough to get back. In terms of conference champions, it certainly factors into it, as this catch is made, avoiding a tackle and heading all the way down. That's another first down. Gabe Brinson, maybe just at the line. They do rule it a first down for Gabe Brinson, and that'll essentially do it. They'll probably knee it down here, but it's not necessary. But to finish that thought, it factors in. It's not a guarantee,
right?
But it also depends on how your conference strength is and all those things. I'm sure Hank St. Dennis could definitely give more, could express more to that if he were here with us. But there's a lot of factors that go into it.
I would like to pitch to him an idea. Let's try and get more teams out of the Southeast,
They invited.
I would love to see teams like Abundant Life, or some teams like Pack Panthers, or what's the other team? Greenville? Yeah, KC East. I'd love to see some teams like those come make the drive, and play for a national title.
Depends on the alignment, because a lot of conferences have their championships on Saturday, the first day of the NHSA tournament. Maybe it'll change in the next few years. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes at least. But here in Tuscaloosa, at Tuscaloosa Christian, they've hosted the state championship for a number of years. Been a lot of great memories that have been made for the last 5 straight for the Russell Christian Academy Warriors. And as they keep it there, I believe they have one more time to knee it down to wrap things up. Coach Braddock has now locked in win number 64. They've only had 3 losses again. And with that, the dynasty continues Russell Christian Academy, the Warriors claim their 6th straight state championship, 44-22 over the Jacksonville Christian Academy Thunder. We are headed down to the field for the prize presentations. We'll be down there in just a few moments. Again, don't go away. Prize presentations are coming up here on 8-Man Extreme. We'll go with offensive lineman. That stuff. Yeah, let me wait until this is synced up with. Not a bad way to spend a Friday night, eh, Russell Christian fans? Another year has concluded in the ACAA and the CFA, and it is time to hand out some hardware all across the conference. We start out with the linemen that are given awards for the best offensive and defensive linemen around the league. We start out first with number 73 from Faith Temple, Jacksonville, Dion Dupree.
Are you reading offensive line?
Yep.
Just stand here in the middle so we get a picture.
Number 17 from Russell Christian Academy, Noah Harbor. From Cornerstone Christian Academy, number 25, Brody Barksdale.
One of theirs.
From Tabernacle Christian School, number 12, Aaron Peters. And now for the defensive linemen. From Tuscaloosa Christian School, number 45, Jaden Yeager. From Cornerstone Christian Academy, number 32, Henry Harrison. From Faith Temple, Jacksonville, number 14, Cameron Moses. And from Russell Christian Academy, number 4, Dennis Childress. And now the linebackers for the all-conference team. From Tuscaloosa Christian School, number 3, Jack Arsenault. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 5, Bryant Howard. From Faith Temple, Jacksonville, number 10, Braxton Brown. And from Russell Christian Academy, number 1, John Benny Jones. And now for the all-conference defensive backs. From Tuscaloosa Christian School, number 33, Jackson Harris. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 13, Daniel Walton. From Tuscaloosa Christian School, number 14, Sean McMullen. And from Russell Christian Academy, number 3, Cameron Darden. From the all-conference team, the punter from Cornerstone Christian Academy, number 77, Jake Nelson. And the all-conference place kicker from Cornerstone Christian Academy, number 14, Jess Nelson. For all-conference running backs, number 9 from Success Unlimited Academy, Demetrius Lee. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 26, Trey Andrews. From Victory Christian Academy, number 21, Caden Barksdale. And from Cornerstone Christian Academy, number 4, Tristan Johnson. And now the all-conference receivers. From Faith Temple Jacksonville, number 2, Ethan Fair. From Faith Temple Jacksonville, number 26, Travis Barnhill. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 11, Daniel McCormick. And from Russell Christian Academy, number 2, Gabe Brinson. Let's give another hand to our all-conference team. With 2 more to go. For now, the quarterbacks all-conference. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 1, Clint Chase. And from Faith Temple Jacksonville, number 11, Noah Lee. Your all-conference players for 2022. And now your players of the year, starting with the defensive player of the year. From Tuscaloosa Christian School, number 3, Jack Arsenal. Your offensive player of the year. From Tabernacle Christian School, number 1, Clint Chase. Your overall player of the year from Russell Christian Academy, John Benny Jones. And your coach of the year from Faith Temple Jacksonville, Tommy Miller. And now your most valuable player for the 2022 CFA Championship, the quarterback for Russell Christian Academy, John Benny Jones. For achieving second place in the CFA, congratulations to the Jacksonville Thunder. And now for a 6th straight year, your CFA champions, the Russell Christian Academy Warriors. Let's get a word with your most valuable player, John Benny Jones. You know, John, it was such a great performance throughout the state championship and throughout the season, and you've been a part of so many incredible state championship runs with the Warriors. How special is this one compared to the others?
I mean, this is my last one, so it's got to be the best, so I don't know.
What has the relationship been like working under Coach Braddock? You know, it seems so well, the chemistry that you all have together and everything. What can you say to that with how great Coach has been for you?
He's the best coach ever. I just love him to death. He brings the whole team together.
In your senior year, you not only win a state championship, on top of that, you are the most valuable player for the year and for the championship game. How can you describe that in words?
I really can't. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what to say.
You know, the nominations are in, but no decisions have been made yet on rosters. But Gatlinburg is next month, and you had that experience last year. How excited are you for the opportunity to participate in the All-American Bowl next month?
I'd love to because this is my last football game, and I don't want it to be, so.
Well, congratulations. Your most valuable player, and now Coach Braddock. You know, Coach, in the regular season, you faced off against Jacksonville. It was a 32-18 victory. They didn't have their star quarterback in that game, but you came out here to Tuscaloosa Christian, won in a neutral site in a more convincing fashion. How did you guys manage to pull it off?
Well, we knew we was going to have to take care of 26 and keep his receptions down, and they did a great job doing that tonight. But that's an awesome quarterback they got. You just got to keep your eyes on him and play heads up.
You know, at halftime, you guys had a strong lead, but in the second half, you only managed to score one touchdown, and it seemed like the Thunder were coming back in that regard. What was the message to the team to stay the course and finish it out?
Oh, we knew they was going to come after the second half. We knew we was going to have to play heads up and stay after them. They was going to runs on us the second half, but we just had to keep pouring the coal to them.
You know, 6 straight championships, you know, only about a handful of losses for you on this career. I asked this last year, but I'll ask you again. How do you reset and do it all over again?
Hit the weight room Monday afternoon as soon as school's out.
Are you hitting the weight room tomorrow with both Bama and Auburn on?
No, I'm going to lay back and watch that one.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Your 6-time state champions, the Russell Christian Academy Warriors.